I guess you can't, can you put me on a gallery view so I can see everybody, or is that
Yes.
possible?
Once I stop screen sharing, you'll be able
Okay.
to see everybody else.
Okay, good. Okay.
Mhm. There's some people still connecting to the audio. Okay, you guys, if you're just now joining us, go ahead and turn on your cameras so we can do our group workout together. Thank you again to those that have your cameras on.
Get over there.
All right, you guys, we're gonna begin, and if we have some latecomers, I will message them in the chat to turn their cameras on. So welcome to your guys' first group workout. Thank you guys for attending. Thank you guys for committing to the program and committing to the workouts of this program. We are doing Pilates today. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the workout and the speaker that we have, well, the workout leader that we have for today. All right, you guys, so just as a quick icebreaker to get us all started, make sure you guys are here with me so I know you're here with me. We're gonna do a trapped on a deserted island icebreaker, okay? So what this entails is I want you guys in the chat to list 3 things from this list, choose 3 things from this list that you would bring on a deserted island, and then just quickly type a quick statement as to why. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to share your responses. Like I said, it can be any 3 items. There's no wrong answer. Just go ahead and in the chat, put what 3 items you would bring on a deserted island. And I'll read some of the responses as they pop up in my chat. And we still have some women coming in. So this icebreaker is perfect to let everyone kind of come in. If you're just now joining us, if you're just now joining us, go ahead and please cut your cameras on. Okay, Renee, I saw your message. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, guys, I'll give you about 1 more minute to go ahead and share with us what you would bring on an island. Someone said first aid kit in case I get hurt, blanket because I don't like dirt, and compass for sense of direction. Okay. This one says a knife, compass, and tent. Okay. Fishing net to eat. Blanket to keep warm, tent for shelter. Lighter and matches, phone and spear. Hopefully the phone would work. I need protection and I want to eat. Yes, don't we all? A lot of us are choosing a spear of some sort. Can get food to create shelter. First aid kit because I'm clumsy. Yeah, me too. I would definitely need a first aid kit. All right, ladies, thank you guys so much for sharing. That is our time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to introduce our workout leader for today. Her name is Miss Marcia Alexander. She holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in dance at Hollins College in Virginia. She has always been active in theatrical movement, exercise, and fitness. Marcia's physical injuries as a result of years of dance and fitness actually motivated her to research the training methods that helped relieve her chronic knee and back discomforts. And so while she was competing in ballroom dance, she actually discovered the benefits of Pilates. And she really enjoys Pilates because she saw the positive impact that it had on her balance, her core strength, and her overall health. So she actually became certified in 2012. And furthering her career and professional development, she trained in a bunch of things like Total Bear, Zanga, all of which she can probably explain to you better than I can. And motivated to help others with their physical struggle and fitness goals, she actually began the MELT method and became a MELT method instructor in 2016. Okay, so we have a really great workout leader for you guys today, and I really hope you guys enjoy it on this fine Thursday, right, to end our week with Friday Eve. So Marcia, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stop screen recording, and I'm gonna spotlight you so you can go ahead and take over.
There's everybody. You guys want to wave if you can hear me? Yes, okay, hi. Oh, I guess you can't go back and not spotlight me, can you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I can. Do you want me to take you off a spotlight?
well, they need to see me, but I would rather see all of them. Is that possible?
If you see at the top of your screen, there's a view bar, and then
Yeah,
it says speaker and then gallery.
I see gallery. Okay. All right, now you guys still see me, right? I'm still spotlighted. Okay. All right, so we are going to get started. Today is going to be kind of a combination of just kind of overall fitness and Pilates, just because I know many of you have probably not done Pilates, probably some of you have, or you've done things that are similar, right? If you guys want to use weights, you're more than welcome to use weights. I'm not going to teach the workout with weights because I feel like if we really focus on our arm movement, we may not even need weights to feel it, especially if we kind of really pay attention to the movement, which is kind of what we're going to do today. So again, if you feel like something is uncomfortable for you while we're working out, just stop, take a little rest, put your arms down, continue the leg movement. Even just standing still and doing some nice deep breathing while we're working is fine too. Don't feel like you have to do everything that we're going to do. I will make some modifications, but try to keep up if you can. Again, just don't hurt yourselves. Some of your cameras aren't on, so I can't see you. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe we have somebody outside. That's pretty cool. All right, guys. So I'm going to move my camera a little bit so you can see. I'm going to step back. We're just going to stand nice and tall. And let's try to put our feet about hip distance apart. So you're just in a comfortable stance. You don't have to see my whole body, but just a nice comfortable stance. And I want you to kind of think about your foot placement. So let's try to just tune into your foot placement. Do you feel like you are pretty balanced on your feet? If not, maybe you need to separate the feet a little bit and just kind of rock yourselves forward and back, and then just rock forward and back. And we're just trying to establish a nice balanced position here. Once you feel like you are balanced, let's scan up your legs. So let's check in with your ankles and your knees and your hips. See if you can stack each one of these parts of your body right on top of the other. Knees, hips, shoulders, and head. And we're going to try to work in this nice tall position here. So let's take a nice inhale, just a nice breath in. We're trying to feel that we're expanding our diaphragm. The diaphragm all through here expands as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we can kind of feel the ribs kind of come together. So nice inhale through the nose and exhale. Just nice breaths. Don't even worry about arm movement. Now, when you're breathing, see if you can think about bringing the air into the diaphragm and not so much up into our neck. We tend to breathe a lot up here, especially when we get stressed. This is where we carry a lot of our tension. So if we think about expanding more laterally, we kind of get a little bit better breath intake. Let's just do two more. Inhale and exhale. And last one, inhale and exhale. Very nice. We're just going to raise our arms up towards the side, kind of front side, not all the way back to the side, but front side. And then we're going to lower the arms, lift the arms and lower. So let's inhale as we lift and exhale as we lower. Inhale. A lot of Pilates is breathing. The breathing is super important with Pilates. Of course, it is with any kind of exercise, but we focus a lot on our breath, where the breath comes into our body and how we're using the breath. Because with our breathing, let's bring the arms all the way up. We can tap into the abdominal muscles that actually stabilize our whole body. They stabilize our spine. Inhale up and exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up and exhale down. 1 time. Inhale up and exhale down. Very nice. We're going to take our arms out to the side, and I'm going to turn a little bit on an angle so you can see me. We're just going to rotate slightly towards the right, and then we're going to come back to center. So this warm up is helping us, you can go to the other side, helping us just find mobility in our spine. So when we sit a lot during the day, maybe we're walking all the time, we might not have that good flexibility in our spine. Rotate. And again, don't worry about going too far. I don't want you to hurt your backs. It's almost more like your whole rib cage moves. And then 1 more each side. Now, come back to center. Let's raise our right arm up, and we're going to do a little lateral side bend. You can have this hand on your waist. I want you to think a little bit about shortening your left side as you go into a little side bend. Good. And then bring the arm up. Let's do 3 more. Exhale as you come over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale over. And up. Bring the other arm up. And over. Again, think a little bit about shortening this opposite side. A little intent on this side helps kind of stabilize a little bit so we can get a nice open sensation through our ribs on the opposite side. And exhale over. Good. And bring the arms all the way down. Now, lastly, let's work on a little flexion. So we're going to take our head, and we're just going to think about nodding your head forward. Keep everything nice and still. Just nod the head. You can feel the back of the neck kind of lengthens as you nod your head. And then those just start to roll down. Now, keep your abs on. Keep your abdominals engaged so you can protect your spine. Just roll to where your hands are kind of near your knees. Don't go too far. Take a breath here. We're going to come all the way back up nice and tall. Good. We're going to do that 1 more time. Breathe in first. Exhale. Flex forward. Kind of scooping out the belly a little bit.
This is switched over now to the belly meeting.
And
I have this one on and the other Gino
so somebody's
meeting. I'm going to try to check over to that.
Marcia, can you unmute? Sorry, I was trying to unmute the new speaker that came in and I accidentally muted you.
Okay, guys. Lastly, we're going to work on opening the chest a little bit. So you just bring your arms up towards the ceiling, bend your elbows and open your chest like you're pointing your chest towards the ceiling, and then back to straight. 3 more times. Exhale, open. So we're thinking about lifting your sternum up towards the sky, not too much head flexion or movement or nodding. You can keep that fairly still. Open the chest. It kind of feels really nice from maybe sitting or typing. Open and lower the arms. Very nice. Now, let's work a little bit on the lower body. So we're going to take our feet. Can you guys see my feet? Yes, you can see my feet. I'm so tiny on there, I can barely see myself. Okay, so we're going to take our feet, and we're just going to keep your feet in that nice hip distance. Your hands are going to do whatever you want to right now, because we're going to practice just raising up on our toes and lower down. If you're standing on a mat, that's actually kind of good because the mat is going to be an unstable surface and it's going to give you a little bit more challenge. That's fine. And raise up and down and up. Good. And down. Now let's go to a genie arm and see if we can balance with our arms here. Again, raising up and down. We're going to actually do 20 of these. So we are working our calf muscles a little bit here. If you get tired during this, take a little break. But it is important to work different muscles. Plus, this is very good for our balance. Some of your cameras went off. I wonder where you went to. And lift. And lift. Keep going. You can do it. Good. I'm a terrible counter. There's all these funny jokes about Pilates. You guys have probably heard the hundreds. Well, none of us can ever actually count to 100. So some people get mad at me and they say, Marcia, I think that was 150. We're not going to do those today, so don't worry. And one more time. Up, good, and down. Let's separate our feet. We're going to go to a nice wide open position here. We're just going to bend our knees for a second. So when you bend your knees, kind of take a little peek down and see if your knees are over your toe, like your big toe. So try not to have the knees come in inside. Try to have them open and pointing over your feet. That's all we're doing. And we're going to lift up and we're going to bend and lift. Nice long lift and bend. Very good, guys. Lift and bend and lift and bend. Now we're going to add the arms. We're going to take the arms out and down. Good. Out and down. Breathing. Keep breathing. Doesn't matter where your inhale or exhale is. Just breathe. Bring that air into the diaphragm. And open. Good. Now we're going to hold it here. Hold it here. And you're going to lift your heel of your right foot and lower. Lift the other side and lower. Keep going. Lift, lower, working a little bit of movement in that ankle. And lift. And a little balance here. Lift. Good. And lift. If you're starting to feel anything in your neck from your arms, all you have to do is just lower your arms. Keep going back and forth. Lift. And lift. And lift. Good. And lift. And come all the way up. Hopefully you're getting a little warmer. Let's just kind of step side to side. Just open our hips up. Just kind of move a little bit here. Kind of get our heart rates up just a tiny bit. Add your arms. And 1, 2, just moving back and forth. And 5, and 6, 7, good, and 8. And pause. We're going to do a little lunging now. You can have your hands on your hips. We're going to step out with that left foot, bend the knee, and lunge to the side. And then press off with that foot and come back in. Step out, bend the knee, and in. Very nice. We're going to do 5, 3, and up, 4, good. Keep breathing, very nice, and 5, good. And other side, 1. So again, now the knee is coming pretty much straight forward because your foot's going pretty straight, hopefully. Good. 2 more. Open. And open. Good. And now we'll do the same thing to the front. So let's just step forward with a little lunge and push off back. Again, start with whichever foot you want. Press and back. Press and back. And press. Good. Switch feet. And press. Good. Very nice. I think this would be hard to do with your mask on. Press and back. And press and back. Very nice. Lastly, let's do some little squats. A small squat. Don't think about going all the way back down. I just want you to think about a tiny, and what we're thinking about is just a little hinge right here at the hip. You see my spine is straight. We're just going to kind of sit back a little bit with a flat back. And then we're going to press from our butt and come up. Sit back. You're going to feel your glutes when you sit back. You'll feel your glutes and then up. And when you come up, you're going to feel nice and open in the front. You may add the arms if you want to. You don't have to add the arms. So now we're gonna inhale here. Exhale, press back. Good. Inhale and exhale. Really feel your hips opening in the front when you press back. Very nice. 4 and 3. Very nice. Sit your butt back. 2, 1 more, and good job. And now we're going to come down to the mat or the carpet or whatever you have is fine. Okay, let me rearrange my notes here. Okay, so this is something you guys may have done before in your exercise. This is kind of something you probably heard before, cat-cow. You do them in different modalities, yoga. We do them in yoga. We do them in other kinds of exercise as well. So we're gonna just be on our hands and knees. Okay, now, if you have a mat and this hurts your hands, you can just fold your mat up a little bit here, make a little ledge, and then put your heel of your hand here to kind of help if your hands if you have a problem with your wrists. Okay, so from here, we want to have our hands pretty much under our shoulders, and we're going to think first about pulling our shoulders away from our ears, okay? So we might be here, so pull the shoulders back, make space above your shoulder, in between the shoulder and your ear. You might feel a little bit in the ribs in the back. That's your muscles coming on there. And we're just going to shift back a little bit and forward. Just keep a nice flat back, shifting back. This should feel very nice. This opens up our hips a little bit. Keep a nice flat back here, shift back, just hinging at that hip joint. Shift, very nice, guys, and shift. Now come back up, pausing here. We have a flat back. We're going to do what we call cat-cow. So we're going to take an inhale, and you're just going to tilt your pelvis just a little bit, kind of tucking your pelvis a little, and your spine is going to curve into a little curve. Call it a little cat here, right? Looks like a cat. Take a breath and start with your pelvis and tilt the pelvis back. We're going to come to that nice flat back that we were in before, and we're going to kind of pull our chest forward a little bit. Very nice. And then tuck your pelvis under, come back. This is our exhale here. Kind of feel your spine lengthening, and then tilt your pelvis. Come back to that nice long line that we had. Pull your chest forward. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. Come into your flexion. Nice little curve. Your belly's pulled up here. And then exhale back. Lengthening. Last one. Exhale. And back. Now we're going to start getting a little bit harder. Okay. So we're going to keep our right hand down. We're going to take a breath in, just a nice breath, and extend your left hand out in the front, and then place that hand down. And we're going to switch. So your body has to negotiate a little bit of balance here, and the other arm out and back in. So we're watching what our body's doing. Keep your abs on. So kind of feel like you're pulling a little bit in on your stomach to kind of keep those abs on. Good. And 1 more out with each arm to even yourself up, and place the hands down. Now, from here, we're going to do the same thing with our legs. Both hands stay down. Just extend one leg back. You can keep your toes on the floor. Don't have to lift the leg. Bring that leg back in and open the other one. So you're just basically opening that hip, and you're challenging your body here. See if you can stay pretty level, even though you're extending the leg. Now, if you want to lift that leg, feel free to lift that leg. But if you lift your leg, don't sink down, okay? Just lift the leg, keep your spine long, and lift the leg. So if it causes you to sink, don't lift it so high. Because if you're sinking your back, you're actually losing your abdominal muscles, and you could actually hurt your back. Extend long. And 1 more to even yourself out. And you guys have probably seen this before. Open your knees and then sit back very carefully. Keep your abs on. We call this shell stretch in Pilates, but you've seen it probably in yoga. And you can just sit back here and stretch your back a little bit. Just be gentle, gentle with your body. And come up. Whew. All right, guys. We're getting into our regular Pilates stuff here. So I mentioned before, I think Mika had mentioned that core is a lot of what we do in Pilates. Well, core is basically a lot of different muscles that come on to stabilize our spine. That's a lot of what it's doing, stabilizing our hips, our pelvis, our spine. So if we want to have a strong back, a lot of times that will involve developing a nice, strong abdominal core. So I'm going to actually help you understand a little bit about how to find that. Sometimes that's kind of hard. So just keep your knees bent in a comfortable position. If you're uncomfortable here with your head, you can always put your head on a little pillow, but keep your knees bent first. So when you bend your knees, you're going to keep, I see a couple people with straight legs. Yep, bend the knees. The knees bent is going to take that stress off of your lower back. The minute you come out there, your body's going to go into a little bit of an arch, which can hurt. All right, so we have our knees bent. Now, if you just place your hands on your abs for me, take that inhale that we talked about earlier. Breathing into the ribs, feeling the ribs kind of open up a little. And then exhale, kind of force your exhale just a little bit. And feel what's happening underneath your hands. What you might sense is as you exhale, you can feel a little bit of hugging. Maybe it feels kind of like hugging inside. So try that again. Inhale. And exhale. Try to really follow your exhale and notice if you can feel a little bit of flattening or the abs kind of sinking a little bit underneath your hands. So that's that abdominal connection there. So when we do things like abdominal lifts or we do, leg lifts, all of that is going to entail finding those abs that you just felt. So let's practice a little. Interlace your fingers and hold your head. So we're going to do what we call an ab prep. So we're going to take a breath and all you're going to do is just do a little tiny head nod, lengthening the back of your neck. And I want you to think about just lifting your head and shoulders up. So if you lift your head and shoulders up here, you have to use your abdominal muscles right here. So to make this easier, lower back down. Take a nice inhale first. Start your exhale. Go ahead and go to that exhale. Find where you feel like you've got the gentle hugging in your abs, then lift up. See if that isn't a little bit easier. And then lower back down. We're going to keep going here. So exhale, lift. You're going to feel kind of like your ribs slide towards your hips in the front. And exhale, lift. Try to keep the neck and the shoulders relaxed. And exhale, lifts it. When we start to get tired, you might notice that lower back is wanting to press into the floor. So think more about the front of your body doing the work. And let's try to see if we can do 3 more. 1, and lower down. Exhale. 2, your vision is right through your knees. And last 2, lift and lower. And 1 more, lift. Good, and lower. Okay, so let's practice another way to find our abdominals. So we're going to keep our head down. Our hands will be at your sides. We're going to take that nice breath in. So everybody take your nice inhale, kind of feel your ribs open up a little. Start to exhale, feel the ribs come together, kind of feel your abs flatten, and then lift your right knee up to what we call a tabletop. Just kind of a right angle, 90-degree angle. All right, hold this. Now, if you're arching a bunch here to hold that, see if you can press that back down very gently with your abdominals. Your abdominal muscles are keeping you in this position. Lower this leg. Inhale, exhale, lift the left. See if you can do this without your back arching, okay? Lower down, we're gonna go back and forth. So as you exhale, keep that ab on, kind of feel like you've got your tummy on here, and then try to keep that back settled. So try not to let yourself pop up, okay? Very nice. You can also think, another thing that helps is if you think about keeping, just keep going back and forth, keeping your back of your ribs down. The back of your ribs are relaxed. You guys are doing really good here. Some people have done Pilates, I can see. Exhale, lift. Or you've done these leg lifts before. And lift. Good. Now, we're going to keep one up. Hold it there. Let's extend the leg kind of on an angle out. Bend the knee back in and lower down. Switch to the other side. Bring that knee up. Extend. So now let's have our breath. Let's do this. We're going to start with our inhale. Exhale, lift your right knee. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the leg back in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring the left. See how we do so much breathing here. Inhale, extend. Keep the abs on even when you inhale. Bring that leg back in and exhale down. We're going to do one more on each side. Up, extend, pull it back in. We're watching that we're not popping up in the back. Place it down. Very nice. Up. So you think, oh, this is super easy, but if we are focusing on keeping those abdominals on and not poking up in our back, this can begin to be very, very challenging. So these are the nice first steps that we start with Pilates, and actually all the classes that I teach every day, I still do all of these things in our classes, okay? So let's try to work a little bit more abs. We have lots of different abs in the front. So we're gonna bring our hands back to our heads, behind our head, and bring your elbows a little bit off the floor so you're not kind of arched. If your elbows are down, it's gonna kind of make you arch up in your chest. So bring the elbows a little bit up, and we're gonna take another inhale, and we're gonna flex up like we were. And this time, see if you can find the front of the body. That front is holding you up here. Rotate to the right. It's a tiny rotation. Basically, you just look to 1 o'clock, okay? And now we're gonna do 5 pulses here and lift 1, exhale 2. Try not to dig into your back, try to use your abs. 3, exhale. 4, look right through your knees. 5, very nice. Lower all the way down. Take an inhale, exhale, lift back up, rotate to the left, and tiny pulses. This is tiny, it's a little bit more in the front, a little bit more belly here, a little bit more. Pull that in, pull that in. 2 more pulses. Last one. Try not to pull on your neck and lower down. Woo. All right, let's just straighten out our legs and bring your arms above the head. Take a big, big breath here. Actually, you can do that. What I see somebody doing, you can drop your legs over to one side with your hands out to a T. If you're dropping over here, be careful that you're not going into your back. Okay, so keep the abs on and go to the other side. It's always kind of a nice little stretch. But even when you do this, if you're going all the way over, make sure you're not coming into too much rotation and then come back. All right. You guys may have heard of bridging. We're going to move on to bridging now. Bridging is going to help us find our glute muscles. It's going to help us find our glutes. We got lots of glute muscles back here, but we're focusing on our lower glutes and our upper hamstrings, kind of where that little crease is in your backside here. So your feet should be kind of close to your hips, but not all the way up to your pelvis. I mean, kind of comfortable. You can kind of see where mine are. And then we'll just place our hands down. And what we're going to be doing is lifting our hips up. That's all we're doing, and lowering. But I'm going to help you do this so you can find the muscles that we're looking for. So when you're laying here, I want you to lift your toes up off the floor. Lift your toes. Place your toes down, the ball of the foot, the outside of the foot, and the heel. I want you to feel that you have a nice connection with the ground or the floor, wherever you are. You're not smashing your feet in, but you have a nice awareness. Take that same inhale that we've been working on. Start that exhale. See if you can connect into that little hugging sensation. From here, gently press into your feet, and you're going to disengage your pelvis and lift up. We're not coming very high. Your ribs are still on the floor. You can see that I am not very high here. But what you're going to feel is that part right back here in the back of your leg. And then you're going to take a breath and you're going to set your hips down. So we are lifting up with a nice straight back. We're not curving to come up, okay? Again, let's try this again. Take a breath. Gently press into the feet. Disengage, lift up through your pelvis. You're lifting up, your abs are stabilizing, and we're going to set your hips back down. Just set them back down. Keep going. Very nice. Exhale, lift. Good. Take a breath here. And exhale down. So we're kind of holding it for that little inhale. Exhale, lift, gently pressing into the feet. Oh, I see a little puppy. And lift. Find that right back here. Hopefully everybody's feeling that. And then lower down. So the glute muscles are hugely important for our stability. We all know that. Lifting up. We have one more. Set it down. This time we're going to hold it up here. Lift up and hold. Make sure you're feeling the feet. If you're not feeling it in this area, you can almost imagine that you're sliding your heels a tiny bit away, really focusing in right here. We're going to do tiny little lift and lower. Lift and lower an inch, lift 1 and 2, tiny 3. This should be you should feel it. I do these all the time. I still feel this. 4, 3 and 2 and 1, and set that down. You can just gently bring your knees into your chest if you want. Don't squeeze them in hard, but just kind of lift them up. You can do a gentle, you can hold behind the knees as well. Just a gentle little rock side to side here. Just gentle. Good. And go ahead and turn. What time is it? I got to keep track of my time. Turn to the side and help yourselves back up to a seated position. Oh, okay. Are we feeling good, guys? I haven't given you very many breaks. Everybody feels good? Okay, awesome. All right, so we're going to move on. We do in Pilates, I mentioned in the beginning that we like to work different parts, work our spine in different ways. Yep. Anybody who has water, this is a wonderful time to take a little water. I'm giving you just a little break. So another important part is a little bit of extension. So I want you guys to be super, super careful with this work here, okay? If you have a pillow, it might be good to use I'm going to get a pillow and just show you what we can do with a pillow here. Sometimes it feels better to use a pillow underneath your hips. So your hip bones are these bones right in this area, and you can place the pillow right across your hips. If you do not want to use a pillow, you don't have to, but I just want you guys to be careful because you're going to be on your stomach. If you are in this position and you feel that you have a lot of strain in your lower back, please just go ahead and turn to your side and just wait for us. I don't want you to hurt your back. So we're going to be laying down. I'm going to move the pillow so you can actually see me, well, here's where your pillow would be. So it's right here in front of your hips. So you're going to come down on your stomach and place that right at your hips. So that will help, should be kind of right here. So it should help kind of give your back a little bit of a release. I'll move mine so you can see me. Okay, so now all we're going to do is just bring your arms to a little bit of a goal post. Your elbows are kind of near your shoulders. Your hands are near your face. I'm going to turn a little bit so I can see. Now, from here, just have your head down. You can put your forehead down and just relax. Open your legs a little bit wider than hip distance. So you're a little open with your legs. And all we're going to do is take a breath. And you're going to gently press into your forearms, just gently. And when you're pressing, I want you to think about lifting your chest up just a little bit. Lift your chest. All right, now when you're lifted, pull your shoulders back down. So think about bringing your shoulder blades to your back pockets. So now you've got your shoulders back. And now I want you to think about putting the crown of the head straight ahead. So you're still actually looking down. We're not arching, okay? We're still looking kind of down. And then we're going to lower. So we're going to do 3 more of those. Take your breath. Sort of feel like you're rolling an imaginary pencil with your nose. Lengthen the crown of the head away. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and gently press up. Not so far that you go in your lower back. That looks great, guys. Not too much neck, so just watch your necks. Lower down. Exhale, lift, gently pressing into your forearms, extending. So you're feeling an opening in the chest and a little bit of those back muscles here, and then lower down. Some of you are very flexible. Just watch that you're not hurting yourselves. And come up and pause. Very nice. Now, stay flat. I want you to just hover up. So you're just hovering. Your head is off, but you're looking straight down because you're in a little bit of a hover. Lift your right arm up and place it down. Lift your left arm up and place it down. Lift your right and down and left, and down, and lower yourself back down. Cross your arms and put your head down. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of work for our legs, our hips again. So just bend your right knee. I'm going to hold my head up, but you guys just keep your heads down. Just don't worry. You can turn your head either way. I just want your neck to be comfortable. So with your knee bent here, I want you guys to notice what's happening with your hip bones. So I don't want your hips to kind of arch up like this when you bend your knee. So once your butt doesn't go in the air, keep that pubic bone pressing into the floor as you bend the knee. You might notice a little bit of stretch in the front of your thigh. Lengthen that leg out. Let's do the other side. We're going to bend. Notice what's happening and lengthen. You want to try to keep all of this nice and still. So it's just kind of a lengthening in the front line of the body. It's kind of lengthening from the knee all the way up to your hip and lower back down. Now we're going to do a little pulse. So we're going to bend, kick, pulse it, and lengthen out. So we bend and we kind of pulse and we lengthen. And we bend, pulse, lengthen out. Good. Bend. So you should feel opening in the front of the hip. That's what this is doing. Bend. Also, you'll feel a little bit of the muscles in the back of the leg. Try to keep your abs on. One more each side. Even yourselves up. Bend and straighten out. Very nice. Now, just press down. Bring yourselves back up. Good. Open the knees again. We're going to go back into that shell stretch. Now, we're learning a little bit more about the abs. So when you go into your shell stretch here, keep that abs lifted up. So if we keep our abs lifted up, we're not going to just sink down in here, okay? We're going to kind of gently head back. You see, I'm kind of still a little bit lifted and I'm supporting my body with my abdominals here, and then I'll just lengthen down. Stay there for just a couple breaths. Let me see what time it is. I guess Mika will tell me when I'm running out of time. Hopefully my watch just died. That's great. I don't know what time it is. It's 6:45. Do we have time to do just a little bit more, Mika, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, all right, because it is 6:45, but we started a little later. Okay, I want you guys to use that same pillow if you want to, okay? Because we're gonna come on our side. And now you can use anything that you have that you wanna use here. If you don't have a pillow, you can actually just put your whole head right on your arms. You don't even need to have a pillow. The pillow helps with your neck if you want to use the pillow, or you can see I'm just gonna use my hand here. And so in Pilates, we do a lot, actually in all forms of exercise, but we work a lot of our hip muscles, these side muscles here. Our glute muscles in here also help protect our hips and our pelvis, also helps our knees, everything. But anyway, so we're on our side. We're gonna bend this bottom knee so we have support, and we're gonna have a long line from the head all the way down to the foot. So think about nice long line. If you're on a mat, you can kind of reach behind and see if you're in a nice long line. I want you to think about pressing that top foot away. I'm going to move so you can see my foot. Sorry. Okay, so you want to think about pressing this leg away. That's going to actually stack your hip right on top of the other. We're going to also seem like you might have a little mouse house under here. If you just kind of sink down, then that lower ab, the lower side body comes onto the mat. See if you can push that foot away and stack yourself nice and tall. Now see if you can keep this here. This is the hard part, keeping the abdominals here. So we're going to lower the leg and lift. That's all we're doing. But you see that I am not coming much higher than hip height here. So if I come really high, ooh, you see I'm sinking down here. I'm losing all of this abdominal support here. Lift and lower. You should feel these muscles on the outside of the hip might be starting to work a little bit. If you're feeling super grippy in the front, you can do a little mini bend in the knee. That might help you. And 6 and 7 and one more and 8. Very nice. Now, we're not going to be finished. Let's bend both knees here. And we've got it kind of open. We want to think, now you can actually look at your knees and see, oh, is my one knee stacked on top of the other? Yes, it is. Okay. Do I still have my little mouse house? I do. Are my feet together? Yes. You guys have probably heard of these. We're going to take a nice inhale and we're going to do a clam. We're going to exhale, open our knee and lower. So we want to watch that when we're opening our knee, our body doesn't open up. The pelvis doesn't open. It's just a small movement right here. Open, you can see how small I'm moving. Yes, very nice. Open, 4. Keep breathing. Exhale. Abs are in. Remember, our abs are on. So we're feeling right here. Good, 2 more. Open, this hand can be on the floor if you want. Last one, open, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and lower. You guys are gonna kill me. Let's come to the other side. Very nice. And let me see if I can move where you can see me. I'll use my little pillow so you can see how that works. If you're using a pillow, you want to outreach that bottom arm a little bit so you're kind of on the back of your shoulder. All right, we'll start. Again, a little mini bend or bending that bottom leg. That top leg is nice and long. You can just put it on the floor as you set yourself up here. This pillow is a little bit too short for me. So remember, we want to think, first of all, we want to kind of feel like we're pushing our leg away. That's going to stack that hip. We have a nice straight line there. Very nice. We have our little mouse house here. So it's right at our waist. Don't smash the mouse down here. And we're going to lower and lift. Lower. We can inhale here. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. You want to place this hand down too. Can give you a little bit of stability here as well. Lower. Again, we're still keeping our abs on. Lower. We have 3 more. 2. And 1. Very nice. And lift and bring both knees in. So we have our clam position. Our feet are kind of right in line with our hips. Little nice bend. Check in. Is my knee on top of the other one? If not, you don't want it to be stacked back here. Make sure it's right on top. Good. That's going to bring you into your little mouse house again. Take a breath. Exhale. Open that knee. Remember not to go too far. See if you can just work within the range that your whole body stays still. And it's just the movement of the leg. Very nice. Exhale, 3. These are challenging. You want to think about a couple things. Are you still staying in that nice position? Good. Are you pushing into that bottom leg? See if you can work this leg without pushing into the bottom one. That's actually very hard to do. Exhale, lift. Well, it is for me. If you have any hip issues, it might be hard. 7 and 1 more is 8. Very nice. And from here, just help yourselves up to a seated position. And I think we're probably done. I always like to finish with something a little more challenging because we're kind of warmed up and we feel good. In Pilates, when we have a full Pilates class, we do a push-up push-ups, but we come from standing and we roll down and we come into a push-up. But for today, let's just see if we can do some knee push-ups. And I'm going to teach you 2 different ways to do push-ups on your knees. These are nice because everyone can do one. They're not hard. So if you have your body in this position, kind of be on an angle where you can see me here. I'm just in that nice position we were in before with our nice flat back. If you just bend your elbows and stick your butt in the air, just stick your butt in the air and bend your elbows and come back. You guys see how you're using your triceps and your arms? Bend. So this is a little tricep push-up. It's easy because you're not actually taking your whole body forward. You're just bending the arms and your butt kind of goes back. So you can see me from here. I'm just bending my elbows and my butt goes in the air. Now that's one way. I like those. This is another way. You move your hands out a little bit and you're going to bring your hips forward. So now you're in that kind of a little bit of a plank, but it's a knee plank. Now we want to think about being nice and long. Just barely baby bend at the elbows. Baby bend. You do not have to work all the way down. If you just do a baby bend, you are going to feel your arms working here. We didn't even use any weights today, but you probably will feel a little bit in your arms. Good. You can do as many as you want to do here. Okay. And then open your knees, sit back into that shell stretch. Nice long stretch here. Breathe into this nice inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Very nice. And just bring yourselves up to a seated position. And we are done. Thank you guys very much for joining me. That was really good. I see everybody worked hard. That was really, really good.
Thank you so much, Marcia. We really appreciate you coming and doing this workout for us. Ladies, give Marcia a little round of applause.
Oh,
Thank you.
I applaud you for doing this. Awesome. This is so nice. I'm glad you guys were able to do this today. So fun. Invite me back. I'll come back again.
Yes, we would love to have you as another volunteer for our programs. Thank you again, Marcia.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ladies, if you have no questions, you guys are free to log out as well. Thank you again, Marcia, and thank you, everyone. Oh, let's do Pilates again. See, they already want you back.
Awesome. I'll come back.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye. Thank you, ladies, for joining and logging in. Enjoy the rest of your Thursdays. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Mika.
No problem. Thank you so much.